So that was when the vertical journey for me began. Uh, um, with what I mentioned in the last video. I was in the evening when I go to bed before I fall asleep. I was going into those deep states. It was like uh, it wasn't. It was like I wasn't controlling it. I go to bed and then I just start like uh, like something is pulling me deeper and deeper and deeper into myself. Uh, and the mind will um, will go blank, and the body will start like vibrating from the inside. Um, of course, I was scared because I didn't really know what that was. It was kind of nice feeling because I was it was a pause from all the suffering. Um, Although it was a painful experience, because it was like um, there was a field, an energy field inside of me pushing out my bones or something. I realized after that it was because I was resisting the energy, and so uh, but I couldn't control the energy. So it was like whoa, like something like that. But it was I couldn't resist going back there every evening after that, just to have a pause from this suffering. It's like the mind just like spinning out all those things. Um, I didn't have any way of stopping that. Um, so this was like a uh, so of course that caused me to start um, searching around on the internet to understand what was happening was very real to me, and yet I couldn't say it. I didn't know what it was. I couldn't explain it. Um, but somehow it gave me um, a feeling or knowing that there is more to life. There is more to there is something I didn't know before. Um, and so they need to know what it was become my next quest, um, my next love. I this I would call that period that period when I was searching to understand what happened. I would call that some kind of, it's like a confusion. It's like you are lost. I was like uh, I knew there was more to life, but I didn't know how to find out. I didn't even have keywords to search for it on the internet. So it was like this confusion state I was in. The love for that uh, knowledge was growing within me, but now I didn't know what to do to go to the next state. Um, um, that's actually the reason why I'm telling you this story, because I in that confusion, what I would uh, uh, what I missed the most was the first, actually, the someone just tell me it's all right. It's like it's of course after a while keywords started to come to the mind, and I started searching on the internet, and then I found um, uh, I found articles and videos on quantum physics, and um, but so far it wasn't really the what I wanted to know, what is it I was feeling in the body. um, but quantum physics actually expanded my beliefs. Uh, it's like um, it was like a confirmation that there is more. Yes, you are right, Mohammed. There is more to life. So I kept watching videos and so on, about different areas in quantum physics. Um, and then one day I was watching this show. I think they call it um, uh, the School of Greatness, I think. So I was watching an interview with Randa something. She wrote a book called The Greatest Secret, and she was explaining the book, talking about the book. And before I watched the whole interview, I just knew that was it. In that book, I will find answers that will point me to um, what what that was, what I was feeling in the body, what it was. So I bought the book, uh, an audiobook and listen to it the same day. And then it just felt like now I understand. Now life makes sense. Now everything I was questioning just somehow just landed like small pieces on a uh, how you call it, on a um, I don't remember the word, but they just came together. All everything just came together and just like felt right. Um, it didn't give me any explanation into what I was feeling in the body, but it gave me uh, understanding that I entered a journey into discovering what I was feeling in the body. That at the end of that journey, the peace, love, and uh, joy and freedom that I felt in love with uh, will be reached. Somehow I knew that um, after listening to the book. And so I went on and continued searching. Now I could search for spiritual groups and so on. Spiritual teachers. I had some names and so on from the book I could search. And so I registered in some groups, in some new age groups. And I remember the first group I entered. Before I even get accepted to the group, I had to specify. I have to tell them who I am, who I was, and my purpose on earth. Of course, that was now that was confusing for me because I didn't know anything about who I was, and anything about purpose and so on. I just what I knew was I was making my way to my newfound love, peace, joy, and so on. So, I mean, from the book I read, I could say yes, I am the infinite awareness. I am consciousness. I am Christ. I am. Don't tell that you're a priest. I am. I am the spaciousness. I am the field, like quantum physics will put it. But that would just be a lie because because I mean I didn't know that. So I told them the story, uh, that uh, put me on the journey. Uh, and so I get to join the group. Uh, so now I could learn a bit about spirituality. I was so hungry to learn more, to now it feels like I am in at school again, and at the end I will graduate, and then I will find peace. Um, so from not knowing anything about spirituality, I was now trying to learn how to be multidimensional, how to communicate with other beings, how to heal, and so on. Past life experiences and out of body experiences, and um, but then I realized this is also just another another experience I am having. How will this, how will connecting with other beings will give me peace? I mean, I didn't feel any peace in that. I mean, yes, it was an experience. I feel it. I was feeling it. But that wasn't really what I was seeking. You know, what I was seeking was peace. So of course I jumped from spiritual group to from group to group and so on in the New Age movement, trying to find something. And while I was doing that, every evening or whenever I wanted, it was like a silent communion between me and that field, in that field energy field of energy I was feeling in the body. That whenever I sit down and breathe deeper, it was like the energy like just start vibrating, and I was scared of it, but it didn't really felt like I had a choice. I couldn't shut it down. It was like as soon as I sat down or lay down and relax, the body will start vibrating, and so after a while I realized that when the vibration starts in the body, when I stop focusing on the pain, on judging that energy, what is it? Is it that I mean, when you are frequenting, when you are in New Age talk, if you get a feeling that is like a third part thing that's operating on you, is that can be scary, and that something or someone I don't see, supposedly a powerful being, galactical being, Jesus, for that matter. I mean, I love Jesus, I trust Jesus fully, and so on, but he's still a third party. So when eventually I stopped um, I stopped judging the energy. I just accepted it. Um, I didn't really have any choice. And so I started realizing that whenever the energy, the field start vibrating, it's like um, things that I didn't even know, memories that I completely forgot. About events that I experienced in the past, just like pop up in the mind, and it's like, what, that happened? Whoa! It went so fast that memories just succeeding each other in the mind in a speed that I couldn't even remember them. It's like the first time I remember them in forever is now I remember them, but before I even managed to listen to the mind, they were gone, and really, really gone. And I couldn't remember what it was that I was remembering. That fast it went. In a second, there will be like 10 different memory, like just dropping up and disappearing from my mind. And so eventually I realized it was some kind of cleanup that the energy was doing in the system, in the body. The pain I was feeling, I also realized some pain was actually getting better. Um, the more I allow those memories to pop up and not being go into judging the energy in the body, the more I allow, the more the less painful it was. Um, but the most scary thing was that um, the path of it wasn't vibration. It was more like a force, an energy force, um, that is traveling in my body. It wasn't like a fine vibration. It was like something was making its way in my vein or in cells, mainly in my back, and pushing out memories. It was like pushing up, uh, coming from my waist and making its way up to the head. And so that reminds me of a dream I used to have when I was about 19. Um, a dream I have always it was like it went on for about a year or so, the same dream over and over again. Um, a a boy looking exactly like me uh, will come in through the window and start a fight with me. And so we fight, and um, it seems like the fight will last like hours, or it seems like that way anyway, that it seems like it lasts for hours. I'll be so exhausted after when I wake up. Um, and so when I am winning the fights, the boy will turn into a boa snake, a huge snake filling up the whole space uh, in my room. Uh, so I wake up screaming. Uh, and when I wake up, I will feel this energy surge running along my legs in the form of snakes. You know, it was it was really scary period. So I get really really scared because the movement reminds me of snakes, you know. So after that dream, I developed a phobia for snakes. But now it felt like I had them in me, you know. so so yeah, I was really scared, and because the snakes were all everything I could think about, I was actually seeing snakes all the time. I saw real snakes when I go out uh, on a walk on um, in the nature. It's really rare in Sweden to see a snake. I mean, up to that point, I've seen like two snakes. The time I've been here, like 15 years or something like that. But now I was seeing like one and two snakes a week. So that didn't make things easy because, yeah, because of the phobia. But I kept going. Uh, I kept accepting, allowing the energy to be, and allowing the memories to come up to the mind and forget about them. Continuous searching, uh, listening to spiritual teachers and so on in the new age. uh, so it's like the cleanup uh, kept going every day, sometimes several times a day. Uh, it's like 10 or 20 minutes. I sit down 10 or 20 minutes, and the energy will like just go on and start cleaning. After 3 months, I started feeling really, really light. It was like the major part of the past was completely gone. It was like all the painful memories I had was completely gone. I couldn't even remember where he was anymore, that I was so sad about. I remember 6 months after when I went to Togo, I was my friend was telling me about some events, horrifying events we've experienced together growing up, and I remember feeling compassion for that person because I mean he didn't really felt like I experienced it with him. It felt like he was telling me about a third person that experience that he felt really, really bad for that person, and he couldn't answer how I could forget that. It was like the only thing. Those events were the only thing we were like talking about back then. But now it just felt like, yeah, that was a hard life for that person. I even tried to remember. He wanted me to remember because that was really important for him. I tried to remember. I sometimes had pieces of what he was talking about, but the emotional charge wasn't there anymore. It was just an event, a neutral event for me that he was talking about, and for him it was life-changing event. It was a horrifying event. So that's that's how you know that the world um, is um, is isn't real, because I mean, for me those events basically didn't exist anymore in my world. Those events never even happened. I couldn't even remember them. So how could they have happened? Of course, he's telling me that he may be lying or not. I don't know. But for me, those events just seems like they didn't happen. And the only thing that happened, the only transformation that caused that sensation, that knowing, or that sensation in me that was the transmutation of the emotional charge supporting those events, those memories, those thoughts, those ideas about the event. So the energy, the negative feeling or energy about that event was transmitted, for me, the event didn't even happen. It didn't have any reality within me anymore. So now, which world is more real? Is my friend's world, where that event happened, or my world right now, where I don't have any recollection about that event? So you see that's like that's how I know the world is the reality of the world only is contained only in those reactions or those emotions or feelings they provoke within you. In that sense, you can say that the world is within you, because when those feelings disappear, the world outside change. Um, yeah. Now you can have all kind of discussions about uh, whether those past events did happen or did not happen, or is it maybe some kind of um, is something really happening? I mean, if an event that you perceive in the past now seem uh, doubtful, did it really happen? Is something really happening now, or are you just um, experiencing your state of being in any point in time? When I was young, I experienced that. It happened, and now I don't experience it anymore. It didn't happen. So, so is it the world you're experiencing, or you're experiencing your state of being? Or are you even experiencing something? Um, could be a good question. So back to the confusion phase, uh, running around trying to find someone who can help me remember my past lives, and so I know who I am, and so on. Or someone who can clear my energy field, and so on. And I mean, there is nothing wrong with any of that if experience is what you want. It just happened that I didn't care about past lives and so on. I just wanted peace. I didn't know how to get there. Uh, so so I listened to what I received, and eventually I realized I didn't really need anyone um, to to transmit my to transmit any um, negative feeling within me. The energy I was feeling in the body was doing that for me. But still, I didn't know anything. I didn't know who I am. So I was still listening to our spiritual teachers in order to learn who I am. Um, um, but it's like um, it sounds true. I mean, I recognize the truth of what any spiritual teacher is talking about. But I couldn't really say it is my truth, because if it felt like, that would be good to know, that would be good to feel. Um, but the knowing alone was not enough. I needed something more. I needed to uh, I remember listening to Eckhart Tolle, once he was talking about peace in any whatever you are, any in anything that you find yourself doing right now. And I was like, yeah. Why don't you come and have my life experience for change? For a change. So maybe you can sit comfortably there and talk about peace. So you see, it was at that level. Of course, I believe him. I believed him. uh, but it wasn't my truth. I wasn't feeling any peace. Um, let's take a pause and continue in the next video. Thank you for watching.